Hello everyone. Today we are going to dive into the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Despite the massive number of bombs and firepower used in this conflict, Israel will be no closer to its stated objective of fully eliminating Hamas. Why? In fact, some observers feel that Israel is worried. Let us examine 6 reasons. But before we proceed, here's a quick quiz for you. Which country in the Middle East spends the most on defense? We'll find out later. Let us examine the reasons now. The first is loss of escalation dominance. Escalation dominance is a military strategy in which a state continuously strives to keep ahead of its competitors or threats. Escalation dominance has been a key component of Israel's defense strategy. It has been able to do this successfully for a long time, not just by its own military might, but also because of the American support. But when we look at some recent trends over the last few years, it indicates that Israel does not dominate anymore. In 2002, Israel launched a massive attack on the Jenin camp in the West Bank. It was called Operation Defensive Shield. The aim was to eliminate Palestinian militants said to be hiding in the area. The conflict lasted 2 weeks, but Israel could not wipe out the Palestinian resistance. The second conflict was in 2006 with Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. Israel responded with massive bombing of southern Lebanon. After more than a month of bombing, Israel was forced to accept a ceasefire under intense international pressure. And now, Israel is involved in the war in Gaza. After more than 9 months, it is nowhere closer to its stated objectives. Hamas is still able to lob missiles at Israel. Hezbollah too has been doing the same. For this reason, Professor John Mearsheimer believes that Israel is the biggest loser in this conflict. Second reason is loss of Arab support. And this is important. Countries like Turkey and Egypt, which have diplomatic relations with Israel, are now facing domestic pressure to distance themselves from Israel. Jordan, which has a peace treaty with Israel, also is under similar pressure. The Abraham Accords, naturally, are under scrutiny. So what has been happening? There is a serious erosion of Arab support for Israel, and that is a major concern. The third reason is increasing international isolation. Israel is no stranger to international condemnation, but this particular war on Gaza has been particularly difficult for Israel. Internationally, this attack has been described as a genocide. South Africa has brought a case against Israel to the ICJ. As international pressure mounts, Israel's position becomes more tenuous. Fourth reason is the escalation of threat from Iran. This ongoing war in Gaza has given Iran a golden opportunity to position itself as the spokesman for the Middle East. In the face of the muted Arab response, Iran has now taken the opportunity to be the spokesman of the Palestinians. It is able to project its power through its proxies such as Hamas in Gaza, Hezbollah in southern Lebanon, and the Houthis in southern Yemen. The fifth reason is a growing international support for an independent state of Palestine. The ongoing conflict in Gaza has pushed the support for Palestinian statehood to unprecedented levels. 144 countries out of 193 have unilaterally recognized the state of Palestine. In April this year, a UN Security Council resolution calling for Palestinian statehood received overwhelming support, with 12 out of 15 states supporting it. The United States vetoed this resolution. Nevertheless, in May this year, the UN General Assembly adopted a resolution elevating Palestine as an observer state within the UN. It comes very close to full membership status. All these developments are a concern for Israel because eventually the US too could succumb to international pressure. The sixth reason is increasing political polarization within Israel. The ongoing conflict in Gaza creates a sense of a perpetual war. Not all Israelis support this action. What has happened is that within the Israeli polity, there's been very strong polarizing currents. Since 2019, Israel has had 5 elections, and now the wartime cabinet too has been disbanded. This political instability makes it difficult for Israel to respond effectively to its own strategic threats, as well as to the growing or mounting international pressure. I have mentioned 6 reasons. Each of these adds to Israel's sense of insecurity. But what is the most critical one? I think it boils down to changing global perception. The once unwavering support for Israel is waning. The international community is impatient. They want to see a two-state solution realized. And this shift in perception is undermining Israel's dominance. And now to the question that I asked earlier. The biggest defense spender in the Middle East is none other than Saudi Arabia. It is followed by Israel and other countries. I want to hear from you. What do you think? Share your opinions in the comments below. If you liked this video, please hit the like and subscribe button.